Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Art Whisper 88. Again, am featuring my monster gel plate. This was a gift to me from the wonderful people at gelliarts.com, and I would like to show you how it works. Now, this is related to the mistake I had in my last video where I cleaned my plate and it shifted and I got a misregistration, and that was very frustrating for me because I was so careful in measuring all the edges. So what I did this time is I got some packaging tape. Let me show you. I don't have double stick tape at the moment, so I use this packaging tape, and I taped all the edges of my plexiglass so it doesn't shift around. This plate is so large that it's very difficult to move it and shift it because it's very sticky and it's heavy. So instead of struggling with the plate, I put it on a piece of white plexiglass, and it's the plexiglass that glides on the printing bed. The problem is when I clean the plate, the plexiglass tends to shift around and it messes up my measurements. So anyway, I'm going to try again and hopefully my registration will be correct. Registration is not that easy. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of mistakes. And it just comes with experience. So anyway, this is take 2. Hopefully, I will not make any more mistakes like last time. So my first step is to lay down a layer of Mars Black. And this tends to get clogged. So I have my trusty tweezers to help me. Okay. Now a little goes a long way with this Mars Black. It's very strong. And the color shaper makes these very dynamic marks, which otherwise are not possible with any other means. Just clean off the edges just to make sure. Now this time I will make additional marks with a Q-tip. Okay, so now that I've made my messy first layer, I will air dry this, and I'll be back when this is dry to apply the second layer. Okay, it's about, I would say, 90% dry. So this time I'm going to shift my color wheel and do greens and blues. And this is Bright Aqua Green by Liquitex Basics. So I have some spots of bright green. This is Manganese Blue by Soho. This is Phthalo Green. This is one of my favorite colors. Here is some Cobalt. Okay, hopefully this will be an interesting mix of blues and greens. I will start with let me oil this roller because it's a little noisy and it can get annoying, especially during filming. Okay, that's much better. So I will just roll out the bright greens. So I have these different zones of color. I'm trying not to overblend them because I do want a kind of a separation of different colors. But at the same time, I'm trying to make the layer as even as I can. Okay. I have my tub of water handy over there. So as soon as I finish rolling the brayer, I soak it in water. Okay. I am going to be using my 22 by 30 Richeson paper as usual. Now that the gel plate is secure with its plexiglass base, which is taped to the printing bed, I am a little more confident it's not going to shift around and cause problems with registration. Okay, so we'll leave this for about 5 minutes to let the paper have time to absorb the paint. We are at the exciting part. Let's see how we did here. Let me just make sure I have room. This table is kind of small. I think it's a very cool transfer. very cool. I like this. Okay, so I will air dry this, and my plan really was to create a darker background and lay an iridescent layer. I have this iridescent green, which is actually called pearl green. This is by Amsterdam, and I think it will work very well with this color motif. So I will be right back. Okay, everybody, here we are at the second leg of this journey. I have, as usual, arranged my reusable stencils, and I want to try this pearl green by Amsterdam, and hopefully it will contrast with the deep blues and greens that I had laid down. Be using my 4-inch brayer. And I'm making sure that there's paint that will go in the spaces in between. Okay, I think I have a very even layer. And the advantage of having a very thin, transparent layer of paint is it's very easy to spot the stencils, and I can easily pick them out. This is some dried paint. Okay. Hopefully this registration will work. and the two layers will coincide. So here is the first layer, keeping my fingers crossed. And making sure that the edges are nice and crisp. Okay, so I'll leave this for about 5 minutes and I will be right back. Okay, this is the exciting part. Okay, this is a much better registration, because the layers do coincide. Okay, I got it right this time. I like that. It's very mysterious. So I will air dry this and recap. Okay, here's to recap. Let me show you a close-up. I'm going to shift the paper back and forth so you can appreciate the shimmering surface of the pearlescent green. Now, I looked up the ingredients in this pearlescent paint, and the main ingredient for iridescent paint is mica, and mica is a mineral that reflects light. And so what the manufacturer does is he adds a very, very fine powder of mica, and that gives the paint this reflective quality. And I think it works well with the deep blues and greens in the background. So I hope you liked this video. This was really a lot of fun to do, and I'm relieved now that the registration is good, that the layers coincide, and it takes a lot of practice and measurements and trial and error, but it's all worth it. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Please visit artwhisperer88.com, which is my website and storefront. And the proceeds of the sales go to help keep this channel going. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time.